Hi, welcome back to Intuitive Moon Tarot. For those of you that are new, my name is Jen and I'm an intuitive reader. I have another pick a card reading for you today. This pick a card reading is going to be, why did this connection end? Okay, we have deck A and deck B for you to choose from. It's very helpful if you can close your eyes, take a couple deep mindful breaths, center yourself, bring the person from this connection that you're inquiring about into the front of your mind, and ask with me, please Tarot, please Universe, provide me with some insight into why our connection ended. Okay, please do not rush and take all the time you need. You're welcome to pause the video. I am going to go ahead and get started with deck A. Okay, for those of you that chose deck A, why did this connection end? And as always, just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. These are general readings. If you need something that's going to be more in-depth and specific to your situation, you can book a personal reading with me. All the information and pricing will be in the description box. And if you are new to my channel, please make sure to like and subscribe so you can see more videos. Check out all the other pick a card videos there on the channel. Wow, okay. Give me just a minute to look over your reading and see what I'm feeling. Right off the bat, I see that this came to a place where you were no longer able to reach your full potential in this connection. You were no longer able to grow and experience the things that you needed to experience here. You see surrender to your full power. I really want you to take a minute and look at that card. This is such a powerful card, and it has so much beautiful energy behind it. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. I feel like the connection that you were in, and please don't shoot the messenger, I do have to tell it how I see it, but I do feel like the connection that you were in, I don't feel like you were being supported enough, and I feel like there was too much conflict for you to reach your full potential. I do see the Five of Wands here. Five of Wands can talk about, conflict and fighting, arguing. It can talk about competition. It's just a really tumultuous energy, and I feel a lot like this is an internal conflict. And part of this, seeing these cards together, I feel like throughout this connection, there probably was a lot of love and a lot of passion, and I don't doubt that you genuinely loved this person, and I'm sure that they loved you in their way, but I feel like deep down, your intuition and your inner knowing, there was a pull here. Like you were having an internal conflict, feeling like you were being held back, you weren't able to reach your full potential. We have the Three of Pentacles following the Five of Wands. The Three of Pentacles usually talks about teamwork, collaboration, coming together, but when we're looking at this card here, that's not what we're seeing at all. We're seeing somebody here putting all the work in by themselves. We're seeing some resentment. We're seeing the other person kind of turning their back, and it's just like they know that they're not doing their fair share, but they're just kind of like, I'm disconnecting from this. I'm focusing my energy elsewhere, and I think that was causing a major internal conflict. I also see for some of you, this is a little bit of a side story here, some of you are having some guilt for turning your back on somebody who was struggling. Like you felt like the best thing for your growth here and for you to reach your goals was to turn your back on someone. But they were dealing with some internal battles or struggles, and now that's left you feeling a little bit guilty. That's not for everyone, that's a side story. For others of you, you were putting in the majority of the work, and that may be true in either case. And it was exhausting, and it built resentment, and at the end you just were left feeling completely depleted. Like, I went to battle for you, I went to battle for this relationship. Maybe even you had family or friends or people that were telling you, hey, you deserve better, something along those lines. And at the end of the day, it's like you went to battle for them, and you felt like every last sword that you used to fight for them was used to stab you right in the back. You just felt exhausted and betrayed, and it left you with nothing left to give. Or this could be them. Of course, the energy can shift or go vice versa. Got a lot of, people that cross-watching on these. And so take it however it resonates for you. But I do see that the advice here telling you to surrender to your full power. I feel like this relationship was holding you back in one way or another from who you are genuinely meant to be. We have the Two of Wands here. And Two of Wands, passionate energy, but it also talks about foresight and future planning and looking into what's going to be best for you in your future, wanting to make decisions that are actually going to serve your greater good and your long-term goals and purpose. And again, with surrender your full power. I mean, looking at these two energies together, this is like, look, both of them, it's looking on to your future, finding your own, your own inner power, finding your calling, finding what it is that you're supposed to be doing and what's going to make you happy. I don't feel like at this time, and this could change, energy and people, people grow, people change. Every day is a new day. And so please don't shoot the messenger here. But what I am seeing is this connection was holding you back from reaching your full potential. You were feeling depleted. You were feeling exhausted. You were feeling like you were the one putting in the majority of the work. Maybe this person was trying. I don't know, I just see that there was a lot of conflict here, and that led to one person putting in more effort than the other person, feeling a little bit resentful, and then that inevitably ended in, I can't fight for this anymore, I don't have anything left in me, I'm exhausted. Maybe the other person just had their attention elsewhere, maybe they had their own internal battles, maybe they had something else going on. But this is saying that's okay. Right now is a time for you to focus on your future and surrender to your full power. There's also a reminder here to look at your pattern in relationships. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. I'm going to read that again. Look at your pattern in relationships. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. So, and we have her here, her higher self here, showing her a mirror, and she's just not really wanting to face that. She's not really wanting to see wow. She's not really wanting to see her destructive patterns. And does that mean that this was your fault? Absolutely not. Relationships end, people grow apart. A lot of times we have these really strong, powerful karmic relationships and soul connections, and it almost seems like there's no way this can't be my forever. I'm never going to feel this with anybody else again, or I really love this person and I really put everything into it. I don't understand why it didn't work. I understand those feelings, and I do have empathy and sympathy, but there is a reminder here. This doesn't always mean that it was you had a destructive pattern that caused the demise of this relationship. This also may mean that you have a pattern of picking relationships that aren't good for you. People that aren't going to help you reach your full potential, People may be playing it small here. Maybe you were dealing with some self-esteem issues or your own internal conflicts. And so you picked relationships with people that weren't going to push you or help you grow. Somewhere that you could just somewhere you were going to stay stuck. We have here, it's all good. It's all good. And so if you're having any guilt about leaving a relationship, you need to release that. You need to know that it's your time. It's your time to step into your full power, to make decisions that are going to serve your future, to release things that are no longer helping you grow and reach your full potential. That doesn't mean that that person can't go through their own separate journey and rise up to meet you. You know, we don't want to lower ourselves and bring ourselves to a lower vibration and ignore things that are important to us to meet someone where they're at. I mean, we need to be true to ourselves, be in our full power, be who we truly are, be focused on our future, be making decisions that serve our future. And if that person is meant to be in our future, some people aren't. I don't care how much love was there, they're just not. If that person is meant to be in our future, then they need to rise up to meet you. They need to get themselves there. And sometimes they have to go off on their own journey, and so do you. And sometimes you come back together, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you go on two separate journeys, and this was a karmic relationship. I do see that there was a lot of pain. There was a lot of conflict, and sometimes that energy takes a while to settle, and it kind of sits with you. You know, even if you think it was the best thing, or even if you're really upset, the energy of having a lot of conflict and back and forth and not having a lot of resolution or peace, I don't necessarily see this being a very peaceful ending. I see resentment. I see frustration. I see either you feel like someone turned their back on you when you were really trying to make changes and left you heartbroken and betrayed, or you turned your back on somebody because you felt like you weren't growing, or, and of course, I'm getting numerous messages because there's a lot of energy with general readings, a lot of people tuning in, but I do see a few of these different scenarios. So the relationship inevitably ended because you need to step into your full power. You need to look at your patterns in relationships. You need to make sure you're picking things that are for your greater good and are going to help you reach your full potential in life and put you on the direction of what's going to be best for your future. That's my overall energy here, but or answer for you here. But I do see some of you had internal conflict, or they did, that you just weren't reaching your full potential here. Some of you felt like someone turned their back on you when you were trying to make changes and trying to work. They betrayed you and walked away from you, and that left you feeling really confused and upset. I feel like some of you, there was just a lot of conflict and you turned your back on somebody due to that. And some of you feel like you were putting in the majority of the work and there was just not a teamwork or an equal partnership here. There was just a lot of conflict. And this conflict doesn't have to be external. Sometimes people say, I thought everything was good. I thought we got along great. But maybe there's an internal conflict. There can be an internal conflict for somebody because they just don't feel like they're able to reach their full potential in this relationship. They're no longer growing there. But whatever this was, this is a reminder to take from this. Look at your patterns. Have you been here before? Have you had relationships where you felt similar, you had a similar feeling in that relationship or during the end of that relationship? This is a reminder. This is a time for you to step back, whether you've moved on or you're, hoping to reconcile, whatever the case is. It's really important that you step into your full power, that you stop trying to play it small, that you go for your goals, that you have the self-esteem and the self-respect to know that you can achieve whatever it is you want, that you stay focused on your future and on your goals, and that you really take the time to look at the patterns in your relationship. Find that strength to say, hey, I've contributed to some of these problems either by choosing partners that I knew were not healthy for me, choosing people or situations that I knew didn't have the greatest chance to succeed, or maybe you have destructive patterns that cause the relationship. Maybe you create conflict. Maybe you aren't giving an equal, give and take here. But either way, it's going to mean something different for everybody because this is, you know, a general reading, but I want you to remember, step into your full power, look back at your patterns, have the inner strength to accept things that you can change, because growth is beautiful. Growth is beautiful. Somebody here was fighting the universe. It was really fighting to try to keep this relationship going. I'm also getting another little side story here. The longer I stay on, the more I get. Possible jealousy here, feeling like there was a lot of competition, being jealous, being resentful, feeling betrayed, whether there actually was any kind of cheating going on or not. Somebody here was a little bit jealous of this other person, maybe even jealous of their personal growth, and they needed to get away from this to step into their full power. So whether you are being held back or you are holding people back, this is a time to really be honest with yourself. Love yourself. Understand that healthy relationships, you know, have two people that are growing and that are independent and that have their own interests and their own hobbies, and that's not a threat to either party. That's a beautiful thing, and you should help that person want to grow. Keep focused on your future. Look at your patterns. I mean, it definitely came to an end. There's no question about that. This connection died. It died from conflict, external and or internal. It died from resentment. It died from a lack of teamwork. It died from somebody not being in their full power, not being true to themselves. But, of course, there's positive in everything, and I think that the pain, there was pain, there was devastation, there was hurt in the end of this relationship. I can feel it. And I think that was necessary, as horrible as that sounds. I think that was necessary for you to really be able to step back and reevaluate your patterns. Like, I think it took something very painful and very difficult for you so that you could really take a look into the mirror and you could really step into your full power and you could really start making decisions that were going to be best for your future and see where you can make changes. And what I don't think you ever want to feel like this again, ever. I think this pushed you into this energy. And at the end, it's all good. You got to let it go. You got to trust. This is part of the process. You have to trust that this is an opportunity for you to step into your full power. And if you're hoping to reconcile, this isn't a reconciliation reading. This is a why this connection end. But regardless, you are going to have to get into your full power to align your energy with what's meant for you. And you're going to have to figure out what negative patterns you have going on, reevaluate yourself, be honest with yourself, and come to a peaceful place. Okay, you guys. I'm going to keep these short and sweet just because I'm a little low on energy and I've got a lot of readings and messages to get out. But I really appreciate you being here with me today. Please take the time to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know my energy is appreciated so I know that you want me to continue to do these readings and that they're helpful to you. I really appreciate you being here with me today. I hope to see you back soon. Love and light. All right, deck B. As always, just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. These are general readings, so if you want something that's more in-depth and specific to your situation, you want to book a personal reading with me. All the information will be in the description box below with pricing and how to contact me. Oh, wow. Okay. If you are new to my channel, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know my energy is appreciated. I do like to take a few minutes to look over the cards and just, see what I'm feeling and what I'm getting. But right off the bat, I can tell you there was deception here. And for many of you, this was a third-party situation or involved cheating in some way. That's not going to be for everybody. Of course, this is general, and I'll get a few storylines. But right off the bat, it's pretty clear. We have the Three of Swords here. Anytime we talk about threes, we can talk about deception or cheating. We have the Seven of Swords here in reverse. Seven of Swords is trying to get away with something, being deceptive, hiding something. This is somebody who thought they got away with something and kind of snuck away, but somebody saw them. But when we have it in reverse like this, to me, it's uncovering the truth. And when we have the Three of Swords followed by the Seven of Swords in reverse, and then the Three of Cups in reverse, the Three of Cups in the upright can talk about celebration, partying, coming together with family and friends. But when it's in the reverse, a lot of times this combination here does indicate deception, uncovering deception, finding out somebody was cheating, entertaining something else, placing their energy elsewhere. It can also be substance abuse. We can also see here with the Three of Cups an excessive amount of partying or socializing. So there could have been addictions present here, and that was uncovered, and it was heart-wrenching. But with the two threes, I'm going to lean a little bit more towards third-party energy. Of course, it doesn't have to be. So if that's not your story, don't don't freak out or try to make it fit. Just take what's resonating with you. I do see here the King of Cups. The King of Cups is very loving, very emotionally balanced, water energy. But this could also be that you were dealing with a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, or that you are a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. It doesn't have to be, or someone that embodies a lot of water energy. But really what I see here, which is not typical and not the general meaning of this card, but what I'm feeling with the combination intuitively, this king has a really, really big cup. And I almost see that here is like this person needs so much outside how do I say this? This person is looking for emotional fulfillment externally, right? So whether that's somebody who just feels a void and feels empty and so they abuse substances, or somebody who's constantly entertaining other people or seeking outside attention outside of the relationship because they just have this giant, it looks like it would almost be impossible to feel, I don't know if you can see that there, to feel that cup. It's just enormous, and it's like, he's just reaching out here with this endless, bottomless cup. He's in the ocean. His cup is still, And so I just see this as somebody that maybe felt a little bit empty and was dealing with their own lack of fulfillment here. This was not your fault if this is you. And if this is you, because of course the energies can go vice versa, if you cheated and you hurt this person, or you were deceptive, or you were hiding things, or you had substance abuse problems, this is just what I'm seeing here. Whether it was you or that person, I see that that's coming from a lack of being able to fill your own cup. I see this person is just kind of lost. This person has a void. This is something that's deep. This may stem clear back to childhood issues. This is something deep that this person, you or them, needs to deal with. I see here surrender to your soul's path. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. So this is a reminder that although losing this connection may be extremely painful and confusing to you, and it may feel unnatural or whatever has happened here, you might be left without closure or going, why? Or why wasn't I good enough? Or why did I do that? Or whatever energy that you're embodying here, I feel like you're probably here with me right now because you're feeling uneasy about this. You're feeling a lack of closure. You are feeling unsettled, which is perfectly normal after we lose a connection that's important to us in our life. But I do see that this is designed specifically to help get you on to the correct path. This is a learning lesson for you. This is a really important and critical connection. We have be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. So this is kind of a reminder to honor your emotions. This is just a reminder to love yourself, to know who you are. Just when it's saying surrender to your soul's path, it's like accept what is, accept this for a learning lesson, accept this as a time for you to be able to make changes, for you to reevaluate, who am I? Like really, who am I? What do I really want out of a connection with somebody else? What is most important to me? Not in the now, but for the long-term future. We talk about sacred space here. This is a beautiful card. And this card is a reminder to create your own sacred space. So if you're limited for space, you can just put a shelf in a closet. I use my bubble bath for this. So I have sacred space there, and I kind of have my crystals, my healing crystals laid out. I have some candles. It's just a very quiet place that I don't share with anybody else, where I'm able to kind of get into my own energy and relax. A sacred space that, the advice of this card is to find somewhere that you can meditate, that you can feel calm, where you put things that are most important to you and remind you, again, of who you are, allow you to feel your feelings, remind you of your soul's path. Listen to yourself, listen to your soul, feed your soul, connect to yourself. I feel like the majority of you watching this, I think there was a third party. So either you got into this connection by you being a part of a third party situation, which never ends well, and unfortunately that's caused a lack of trust, and it's almost an impossible situation. And I'm not judging anybody, it's none of my business. I'm just telling you the messages that I hear and what I feel inspired to tell you. But I do feel that somebody here just really has a void that they're trying to fill. Somebody's not being authentic to who they are, and they're not aligned with their spiritual and sorry, I'm just listening, getting a lot. It's a little bit conflicting right now, so I'm just making sure I'm giving you the right message here. Yeah, I see somebody needs to reconnect to themselves. They're not aligned with their soul's path. The sacred space, again, is just a recommendation to find somewhere that is peaceful, somewhere that you can really shut out the rest of the world. We don't want our phone. We don't want to be listening to our YouTube videos in there. If you want to have some, meditation music or something of that nature that's going to really help put you in that energy. But this is somewhere you want to take the things that are most important to you. Some people will take a feather or a special crystal or a letter from a loved one that was important or significant. But you want to surround yourself with the things that are important to you, that help you connect on a soul level to yourself and your energy. Get in tune with that and come to peace with this situation, and make sure that you're being honest and genuine about who you are. I'm also hearing here, this is a little side note that's coming in, some of you are acting out of character. Some of you did discover some kind of cheating or heartbreak or something that just felt like this is a betrayal. Look at this picture here. I mean, you can feel the energy off of that card. But I feel some of you uncovered something that was extremely hurtful. Really heavy. And I think this has kind of pushed you into a place where you're like, this isn't who I am, right? I don't know if, for a small portion of you, if you're being a little vengeful, angry, giving away your inner peace to this person because you feel so angry or betrayed, but there was something very hurtful that happened here, and I'm being asked to remind you to stay true to who you are and how you feel. Act, don't react, and take the emotions and the feelings and all that strong passion that you have and sort that out in your own sacred space, in your own time. Don't lose track of who you are. Continue to be the good person. And if you were the person that may have cheated or lied or gotten yourself into a third party situation, maybe you got involved with somebody who was already involved type of situation, this is a reminder again, step outside of that energy. Be true to who you really are. You are a genuine person. You are a good person. You want to have an honest connection and a partnership with somebody. Get back in alignment with what's right and what's good for you. Get into your sacred space. Reconnect to yourself. Remember who you are. Don't let anybody push you out of that energy. Whether that is just, oh, this is so passionate, I know this person's already involved, but whatever you say to justify that to yourself, or this person really hurt me, I found out that they had this addiction problem or that they had cheated, and cheating doesn't have to be physical, it can also be social media, it can be emotional cheating, it can be going on and constantly going out trying to seek outside fulfillment here to fill their cup, going on and liking a bunch of people's pictures or having inappropriate conversations. But there was something that was uncovered here. Most certainly, I don't know what it was for you because this is general, but there was something that was uncovered, either cheating or addictions or some kind of a betrayal, or you got yourself into a third party situation and it didn't end well for you. And again, this is all saying this is not who you are. That's what I'm being told to tell you. Get into your sacred space, reconnect to yourself, love yourself. Really, I really want you to take this advice because I'm feeling very strongly about this. Reconnect to who you are. Learn to love yourself. And if this person did something like that to you, it's not your fault. It had nothing to do with you. This person has a void very deep inside of them. This is something way before you came along that needs to be filled. And that's work they have to do on their own in their own sacred space. And that's none of your business. You need to work on yourself, get back onto your soul's path. Trust that this happened for a reason, for you and for them. This was a learning lesson. You may not understand it now, but it will become clear to you. And this is a time for you to reevaluate. Who am I? What do I want? How do I honestly feel? Reconnect, journal, write them a letter if you have to, and then burn it, or don't set your house on fire safely, or just rip it up and throw it away. But get those emotions out of you in a healthy way. Don't lose yourself. Don't lose yourself in the hurt or the frustration or the anger or even the guilt if you were the one who did it. This is a time for you to learn and grow and get back on track. And tomorrow's a new day, and good things are going to come in once you clear that energy. Forgiveness. Forgive yourself. Forgive the other person. Wow. That was really intense. On that note, I'm a little under the weather still and low on energy, and I've got a lot of messages to get out, so I think I'm going to close that here and leave you with that. If you need something more in depth, again, you can always reach out to me for a personal reading. There's lots of other pick a card readings on my channel. I hope you take the time to kind of check me out, see what I'm all about, and I hope these messages are helpful to you. Thank you so much for joining me. Love and light.